Hey everybody, and welcome to Rider Club Radio, episode 100.
Woo!
I'm your host, Jeff.
And I'm Liam.
And I'm Tomaz.
Yeah, today
Tomaz
I'm never gonna let you introduce me. Just get over it.
Every time I tried, you waited there. You waited like 3 seconds, like, is he gonna start? And then I started right in there. It's top form. I love it.
Welcome to the Vindictive Assholes cast. I'm your host, Jeff.
Now with one more vindictive asshole.
This week, most of us watched Animal Sentai Zyuohger episode 45, but all of us watched Kamen Rider X8 episode 14. So, why don't we start this out the way we start out every episode? By bullshitting about Kamen Rider as a whole.
Bullshitting?
I would like to talk about your experiences with Kamen Rider and Rider Club Radio. I know neither of you prepared jack shit, that's why I'm doing this.
The laughter, the tears.
The laughter?
Tears.
Tears? You mean, is it tears when you have to watch, like, Kabuto?
Whoa,
hey,
buddy.
Now, you piece of shit.
Let's not say anything we can't take back.
Yeah, I can't take it back, and I don't want to.
Let's not say anything. How about that? No, Liam, why don't you tell us something about Kamen Rider and your heart and soul? Make us all weep.
Something about Kamen Rider and my heart and soul. Wow, you really sprung this on me. How about I talk about why I like Kamen Rider, I guess, while we're here? Okay.
Tell us that. After 100 episodes of this fucking hogwash, tell us
that you
why
subject
you like
yourself to willingly.
Yeah.
You're all here. You're willing prisoners.
Yeah,
That's
I can't
true.
even call you stupid morons for still doing this because I'm here. I was like, I'm in this too.
How about why I'm still doing this podcast? How about that? We've talked about why we like Kamen Rider.
Sure. Why are you still doing this after 100 episodes?
Well, when I started...
Are you still doing this after 100 episodes?
We'll see. We'll see at the end of this episode. When I started, it was... I remember you two, Jeff and Tomaz, you did one episode together, and Jeff did one episode by himself. Those are the two lost episodes of Rider Club Radio that we always joke about, if you don't know.
Lost for a reason.
There are two lost episodes. I think they're still floating around on the internet. And there was like a month or 2 months where just nothing happened. The whole idea of Rider Club Radio just petered out. And then I saw Jeff bitching on Twitter saying, "Gee willikers, I sure wish someone would do a podcast with me." And I said, "I'll do it with you." And then that Monday we recorded a podcast. It's not really a funny story or anything. It's just that's just how it started, and we just
Where
kept
was
doing
the
it.
punchline in that story?
I don't
That's
know.
all it takes.
That's the secret origin of Rider Club Radio, is Jeff complains on Twitter, and I saw it at the right time. If I wasn't bored in a library looking on my laptop, Rider Club Radio would not be born today. So you can thank your lucky stars.
The origin story is, you want to fucking do something? Yeah, whatever.
I ain't doing shit, whatever.
And the reason I'm still doing it after almost 2 years, in 4 weeks, it'll be 2 years. Holy shoot. Is because I enjoy it, I guess. I don't know. It didn't blow up. It didn't become super popular, but there's people who listen, and I like doing it. I feel like if we didn't do this, we would still probably meet up and fart around about Kamen Rider and Sentai and shit anyways, so...
It's an excuse.
Might
You
as
would
well
just
put
do
on
it with
the phone.
us instead of doing it together, and then we never really, like, connect on that level anymore. It's just you guys doing your show.
Yeah,
You never
exactly.
look me in the eyes when we make love.
No! Because you're wearing sunglasses.
That's how I do it, baby.
I think it's valuable time because it forces us to hang out every week, and we can't make excuses, and we can't blow it off.
We
haven't missed a single week. Jeff, you missed one. That was it.
Yeah, I was sick, but
Yeah.
Tomaz filled in. He was Proto Jeff.
Proto Jeff.
Jeff?
Type speed.
Type
Oh,
immune system.
Type, yeah.
So you still do this because it's fun, because you enjoy it, or because you have to?
Probably a combination of all three.
Yeah, you're right. You're right that it never blew up. And we make ourselves feel better by saying, oh, well, you know, we have between 200 and 300 listeners or whatever. And that's probably all the people who are really interested in tokusatsu.
Surely.
You see, like, the Tokusatsu Network has, like, 4,000 followers or something.
Do you really want all of their fans?
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
I'd take them.
I don't want most of our fans.
There are people... Oof. Rough thing to say. There are people out there that like Decade, man.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
I accept all into my flock. I can fix you if you come here.
There are people that like TV Nihon.
That's true.
There are people that like
true.
Ghost out there.
Oh, no, there isn't. No, there's
You haven't
Jeff-
been through the horror. You don't know how it is being told that I'm wrong because I don't like ghosts.
Oh, boy. Jeff, why are you still doing Rider Club Radio? Why didn't you quit and leave Tomaz as a permanent replacement?
Because I gotta. Who's gonna listen to a podcast with you and Tomaz on it?
I mean, I wouldn't.
What? What the fuck? Look, everyone knows Tomaz is the favorite.
Liam, I love you.
Thank you.
It's true.
Tomaz, when Tomaz comes on, everyone gets excited.
I never hear any of that.
People tune in to listen to Jeff and the other guy, not the other guy and another guy. Most of our emails are for Liam, I'd like to point out.
Yeah, that's right. Because I have the most
Because
inflammatory
Liam has-
opinions.
Yeah, Liam's the contrarian.
I'm not a contrarian. I just
Look.
good taste, and I don't like what you like.
You're like the guy that likes broccoli when he's 3 years old.
I did not like broccoli when I was 3. I just think Ryuki's ending wasn't that bad. All right.
What a dipshit. Broccoli's delicious.
Well, see, as you get older, you learn to appreciate broccoli.
Yeah,
But this is the motherfucker that like he always liked broccoli, and all the other kids are like, "What the hell?"
No.
So he's the kid that liked the cool thing before everybody else realized it was cool.
Well, see, it's not that broccoli's cool; it's just that it's good for you. It makes you more well-rounded. It makes you healthier.
It's delicious.
However,
it's good.
Ryuki's ending does not make you healthier, so this is not a complete.
I think the metaphor is apt because in 10 years you're gonna look back and say, you know what, that motherfucker Liam was right. Ryuki's ending was great.
No,
May he rest in peace.
no.
It's a shame about that bus accident. But
It's a shame about that accident where that guy Jeff just fucking murdered him.
that horrible accident where the knife that was in Jeff's hand fell into his throat. What a terrible accident.
Tripped and fell on his own shears.
If he only hadn't have fell on him 47 times in a row, this wouldn't have happened. I still do this podcast because it's fun. I really enjoy it.
Same answer. I mean, we're not doing it for fame. We're not.
No.
We have no illusions.
No, I mean, we do, like, sync tubes and live streams for games and stuff, and, like, 4 people show up. We're not famous.
Hey, one
I'm
time
aware.
12 people showed up to a sync tube. That's probably the highest achievement in my life.
Well, no. One time we had almost 40 people.
What? I wasn't there for that.
You weren't there when we streamed the first?
Oh yeah, I was there. Did 40 people come to the first?
There 34?
Wow. I do not
Something
remember
like
that.
I'm counting me, but
I mean,
it
usually
still counts.
think-
I didn't show up for that. I've seen the first. You streamed it like 5 times, and I was just like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Every time we stream a movie, it usually ends up being the first. I usually
Such a
when
monster.
when that movie comes on, I just enter a fugue state. So I guess I just didn't see the number of viewers.
No, seriously, like, I've seen that movie several times. I remember, like, fucking none of it.
It's so bad.
It's a really bad movie.
That's not
It's
why
not-
I'm
very
still
bad
doing.
movie.
It's not bad, it's forgettable. It's just like,
It's not the next.
I mean, it's not...
A true masterpiece of Japanese cinema.
Yeah, really. I have a question. What do you guys think about how Rider has changed in the last 2 years since Early Drive and now to X8? Do you guys think there's been any sort of paradigm shifting? Any sort of new trends you've seen arise or old trends you've seen fall away? What do you think? I think this could be a fun avenue.
Well, I certainly think that they've settled on 3 main riders, and one of them being a robot man of some sort.
That's true. Even in Ghost, you had Ghost Inspector, the 2 main riders, and then Necrom, who was basically a robot in terms of his character.
His actor was.
What snap? Where's your comeback to Kuro Fukuda? I'll see you on the basketball court.
I knew it was going to basketball. I don't know how.
Bring your
Tomaz,
Beyblade.
what do you think?
Well, I didn't watch Ghost for a reason, and you all applauded me for my intelligence.
True.
Overall, over the past 2 years, I haven't really noticed a major positive shift. I've just noticed a major, tendency to be okay with average. I don't really see any big risks being taken. The one exception to that being, I really didn't expect what happened with Laser.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Turn this off, please.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this podcast.
I mean, it's an X-Aid podcast. I should hope you're following along with X-Aid.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that's like the one exception is I thought maybe they would do it. I was really hoping they wouldn't because he was the only character I really genuinely liked in the show so far. I thought he had a good character development. I thought he had good places to go. No, he had a good place to go, and it was right into the fucking ground.
Yeah, bad place to go. Yeah.
So
It's called hell.
He had that gravestone fucking carved in the opening, and you just couldn't see it. Overall, I'd say the past 2 years have just kind of been average, and I feel like it comes from a place of playing things safe. Like, if they take any big risks and it really doesn't pay off, it's worse than them playing average, and then they just do as well as they're always doing, or a little bit worse, but at least they don't totally kill their franchise. Because I know they seem to be having issues with, I don't know how the fucking, the climate of the show in Japan. I don't talk to people in Japan that are 10 years old and watch Kamen Rider, or
You're not like us, yeah.
46-year-old mothers who are, sitting there ironing and watching.
What is this blatant sexism on my podcast, Tomaz?
Wow,
Oh, please. You guys have talked about this I don't know how many times.
There's
It's
the
just a
door.
running joke.
No, I gotta agree with that. There's a definite trend towards playing it safe. That's kind of, for the most part, there's been some glaring exceptions. It's been going on since Double.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, post-decade...
It's the Double formula.
Yeah, post-decade has... We always talk about post-decade as this... There's a reason why people use the term neo-heisei, and also I don't like that
idiots.
term. It's, but there was
Why
a
does it always come up
shift.
when I'm here?
What?
I wonder why.
There's a paradigm shift after Decade to a more formulaic show, and I have to agree a lot with what Tomaz says about Kamen Rider, because what I always say about Drive is it was good, not great. It wasn't like a show that blew anything out of the water. It was just a well-made, within that Kamen Rider formula show. And Ghost was bad, but it wasn't bad in you're doing such ridiculous, crazy, dumb things. It was bad in just that it was boring. It was boring and didn't do anything
Didn't
interesting.
try
Horrifically
anything
mediocre.
interesting. It had a lot
Yeah.
of cool ideas, and then it just let them sit there, and it never touched them.
Yeah, exactly. And with X8 so far, like you said with the laser thing, I'm praying to God that this is a sign of some sort of innovation in the show. It's been, like I said, it's been good so far. It hasn't really blown up on anything, but the laser thing was pretty crazy, and I'm hoping it's a sign of good things to come, a lot more surprises, and things you wouldn't expect, like bucking the formula. But it's hard to say at this point. We're still kind of early on in the show.
And they can really only do so much because this is a franchise, with a variable audience. They're mostly playing to kids, but they're not entirely. They probably know they have plenty of overseas fans, but they can't exactly advertise to them because they're not the primary, audience. They can't watch the show. They can't give ratings. All they can do are, buy toys. And God forbid they're going to import DVDs because Japanese DVDs are fucking absurd and they wouldn't be able to watch them anyway, and they're not going to sub them. So It's basically a lost audience. There's nothing really to gain by pandering to a Western audience with these shows. So the most they can do is really just work with the audience that they have. Whatever really that is. All these years I've watched this show, I don't really know what the intended audience thinks about them.
Yeah, I hear kids... I've spoken to one Japanese dude since then, who I bumped into on an online forum, and I asked him about Kamen Rider. This was when Ghost was airing. He said he hates Ghost, but he said kids are fans of it. But I figure kids in Japan don't really have huge standards when it comes to Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
They love whatever Kamen Rider is out at the time, regardless of whether it's a huge pile of shit or it's alright.
Yeah.
Which is why playing it safe is, playing it safe. They're going to watch it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the audience at these live events, and the kids are dressed as Takeru, like he's their fucking hero or something. I too hope I do hope that I grow up and be a milquetoast fucking whiner who never achieves anything in his life.
But all this it's why Amazon's was such a fucking breath of fresh air last year, because it did completely buck the formula and made a whole the kind of a bit of an early Heisei sort of thing, where like the only similarity is it's got guys what transform, and everything else is totally different from every other Rider series that's happening around the same time.
That makes me really want to watch it, because I haven't watched it yet, and Max hasn't watched it yet, and
really?
So it's on our list. Yeah, we haven't watched it.
You need to. I mean, you were talking about pandering or pushing your television series in the direction of a Western audience. Mm-hmm. Amazon's does that in spades.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It's actually made to mimic the manner in which a Netflix series is structured.
Oh, because they released all of it at once?
Did they release all of it at once? I
don't remember.
I don't think
No,
so.
they didn't. No,
but
it
is a 13-episode miniseries in that it's got the same kind of episodic structure, the same set of
a lot
pacing.
of the fat is trimmed away.
Yeah, and it's to be fair, it's being officially localized. One of the only Rider series to get officially localized. So yeah,
Yep.
it is very Western centric. It's definitely worth a watch.
A lot better than that Dragon Knight localization.
Yeah. Some people come at me and they're like, Liam, you should watch Dragon Knight if you love Ryuki so much. You know what? I have, and it sucks. I don't like it.
Hey, Liam.
What?
If you love steaks so much, you should definitely eat ground beef.
You should definitely
it's just as good.
Take that steak and leave it under the oven for 3 days, and then
You've
bring
tried
it out and
steak.
eat it.
You've tried steak. Now try steak tartare. No.
You've eaten steak, now eat this wooden steak. It's basically the same.
It looks like a steak, and it's called steak. I mean, it must be steak.
It's funny that you were mentioning Laser a little while ago as well, because I noticed something that completely passed my vision every time I've watched an episode since Laser bit it. Anytime where Laser appeared in the opening credits is a blank screen that just has the background behind it for a second.
Yeah.
Like, it shows all three of the riders in quick little succession, and then just a blank screen, and then it continues going, and that hit me in the fucking gut.
I know. I noticed it
saw
in the most recent episode. I'm like, oh, and he's gone.
A space there, a hole left in the show.
A hole to be filled next episode. But,
well.
I feel like we've discussed at the beginning here a little bit of how we see Kamen Rider, and we can come back to that later.
Sure.
But for now, I think we should dive headlong into Kamen Rider X-Aid episode 14. Liam, why don't you run us through what happened in that episode? And don't fuck it up for once.
Yeah, read your little Google Doc.
Pressure's on. So X-Aid, he transforms into Mighty Brothers Double X. I fucked it up already. I quit. I'm sorry. I have to
Tomaz, run us through what happened in this episode.
I don't have notes.
Mighty Brothers Double X. X-Aid turns into Mighty Brothers Double X, and he can't handle being two people. So they dick around for a while, and Genom and the wizard man, whose name I don't remember, they both leave. They're like, well, this isn't going anywhere. Let's leave. They leave. They're alone in the forest, so they go back to the patient, and they're still upset because the patient still has pancreatic cancer. And they're like, what do we do? What do we do with this patient? And they go onto the helipad on top, and Hiro is apparently good enough to excise the cancerous tumor. He's so good that he can maybe do it, but he doesn't want to put his reputation on the line with a failure.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about doctoring, as I'm an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to me that if your pancreatic cancer is in the stage where you're going to die in several weeks,
chances are it's spread beyond the pancreas and probably isn't operable.
There's not much a doctor can do to cut that shit out of you.
Kids don't know these things.
I don't know these things.
I think the fucking thing that they're trying to sell us is that Hiro is so good that he can find where all the cancer is and cut out each individual cell with the scalpel.
He uses his zappy gun.
Yeah, he uses.
Oh yeah,
his little gun.
That's a reference. Here's my here's my problem with that scene is I don't know, maybe I don't have a problem with it. It is a kids show.
Look,
Like,
we'll get to it.
You can't just be like, this man died of cancer 3 weeks later. Rest in peace, man.
We'll get to that, because I think I have the same problem as you do. So, Emu taunts him and says, well, I guess you're a fucking shitty surgeon if you don't want to take on a tough surgery. So
what are you, a surgery bitch?
Yeah, that was a weird line. And Hiro says, okay, I'll do it. I'll take it on. And meanwhile, remember that girl, the Hot Topic girl who's bugging Snipe?
Hot Topic girl.
And she says, hey, Snipe.
Spencer's Gifts. Again.
Yeah.
She says, hey, Snipe, I know Emu from somewhere before. I know the Genius Gamer M, and I know why he changes personalities. And I'll tell you, but then it cuts away. It cuts away before it happens. So Hiro's trying the surgery, and meanwhile Emu goes down to the docks, the abandoned docks, and fights the wizard and Genmu. And they both are locked in a struggle at the same time. It's sort of like, it shows the scenes as parallels. Hiro's trying really hard to cut all the cancer cells out, and Emu is trying really hard to fight as Mario and Luigi and fight a wizard and a zombie. So they do it, and both of the good guys win, obviously. Hiro fixes the cancer, and Emu beats the fucking Ganma. And
with bros moves.
With, yeah. Neat action.
My favorite part in the entire episode with the original Mario Brothers arcade abilities.
Yeah. With the blocks, yeah.
That was beautiful.
Fucking POW block.
Great. And he gets knocked unconscious because it's too much for him to handle being two people. He falls unconscious. Snipe takes some of his blood and analyzes it, and he says, "Oh my God, Emu, this is why you're so crazy different from everyone else. You have the game illness." Dun, 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 dun. That's the end of the episode. So, Jeff, Tomaz, what did you guys think of Kamen Rider X8 episode 14?
First things first. Since like 2 months ago, I feel like they're pulling like you know how in Drive it was incredibly obvious that Chase was Proto Drive?
Yes.
I feel like there's another scenario brewing here. Let me know if you've already talked about this. He's probably a bugster in some way.
Yes,
we've talked about it.
Yeah, okay, then you've already talked about it. Cool, yeah. I feel like it's incredibly obvious, so I was just going to say, oh yeah, that he had the game illness. No, I think it's a false positive and he's actually a bugster.
Hey. Here's a scenario that Max and I concocted.
Okay.
Max is a friend of ours.
Max, friend of the
for
show,
everybody
Max.
listening.
Yeah.
We should have Max in here sometime.
Sometime we should, definitely.
He'll be our fourth.
Max and I concocted this idea that, do you remember way back in the day there was that, like, thing that we thought was completely, like, a bungled mistranslation that said that Emu created the Bugsters?
Yes.
And they called him Father?
Yeah, I remember that.
What if he is the progenitor of the game illness?
Oh, like Patient Zero?
Yeah.
Oh.
And all the Bugsters are his children, and that's why Parrot is so fucking obsessed with him.
Oh. That could be cool.
That would be cool as hell. It's probably not going to happen, but it would be really cool.
Well, anything's possible.
He was just so good with that Wonder Swan that he created an entire illness.
Well, there's a line in this episode where Spencer's Gifts says that he used to not be so soft and polite.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like him to be polite. And then Snipe is like, he used to not be?
What the heck?
What is that about? And then at the end of the episode, when Snipe says, it's no wonder you split into two, I was like, holy shit, is he two people?
Yeah.
Uh.
Was fused together to begin with? But no, you have the gaming illness.
Wait.
I feel like
Maybe-
it's kind of irrelevant.
Wait, maybe, okay, you know how the Bugster separates from the patient? What if the orange half of him is the Bugster coming out? What if the Genius Gamer M is the Bugster or something and it comes out?
Oh.
What if the nice guy's the bugster?
That could be it too, actually. That's more obvious.
Oh.
Oh my god. Write all this down.
God.
Write all this down.
Send it into John Toei.
Send it in, yeah.
You're like, hey, is this in your show? And he'll be like, yeah. And then he'll write it in.
Yeah, I wrote that.
I can bring it up at our weekly golf game. I'll talk to John later this
Sure,
week.
just talk to him.
Talk
to him when you're
Toei.
S and his D in a back room.
Yeah, when I'm styling his doing his hair for him in a back room. Oh. If I could, I have two big problems with this episode that kept me from saying it was good. It's fine, but there's two things I really don't like about it. And one you touched on earlier, Jeff, is that the patient survives. He miraculously gets the super surgery, and his cancer is all gone. Aren't you happy? I don't...
No chemo!
I feel like that really runs counter to what the message of the episode was supposed to be, that Emu has to accept that there's death all around him, but they changed the message.
That was your message of the episode.
Now they changed the message to, you can save everyone, Emu. You can do it. Which I feel like is a lot... I feel like that clashes with the whole show.
Here's the real message. You can save everyone if you work together, because there were two of them, see?
You're a fucking bastard, Jeff.
Yeah, you are a bastard. I still think it does... Liam has a point. It runs contrary, and I think this is my biggest issue with the show as a whole, is while it does have some ideas it's trying on, and it has these themes that it's working on, it won't pick one. And so it keeps showing all of these different themes and ideas and things that it wants to tell kids, and they're running opposite to each other. Like, there's things that'll do one episode, and then 2 episodes later, it's doing the exact opposite. Or I think I mentioned this to Liam once before, how, I'm so lost remembering anyone's names.
I'm Liam.
Genius Doctor.
Jeff.
Hero.
It's not fucking Jeff. Like how Hero was acting, not in episode 14, but in episode 13, how he was treating Emu. And how he was like, no, you have to focus on the patient. You have to do this. And, I mean, as far as my memory goes, my recollection of his character, he really could give a shit most of the time. Like, he was focusing on other things, or he was focusing on, like, fighting the bugsters, or he was focusing on doing something else. And then suddenly he's caring about this patient. And I know it's not, like, a totally solid theory. This is just one example of, I feel like there's a trend where they're picking these themes and these morals, and then they just keep flip-flopping between them, and they run opposite to each other. So instead of it really making any solid sense, it's just more of like a haze of good things, and here's a moral, and then here's another moral, and whether or not this makes sense in the context of the show, who cares?
I think the reason... I can explain Hero's behavior in episode 13. This is my interpretation. Is that Emu is hung up because he's really sad that someone died, and Hero from the very start has said, withhold concern for your patients and focus on your work. Patients to him are work. They're things that need to be fixed. So he says it's not about, oh, you gotta really care and save this guy. It's you have a work, you have a thing that has to be fixed, and don't cry over if something bad happens. You have a job you're getting paid for. I think that's what it stands for.
Yeah, he's also been... A giant fucking hypocrite the whole show. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've noticed. Like, that's part of his character, because he's constantly talking about how you don't let your personal life interfere with your work, and healing the patients and everything is your work. That's all that matters. The patients themselves don't matter worth a shit. But he spends 90% of his time trying to get revenge for his girlfriend that died.
Crumpling up a photo and then uncrumpling it, and it looks like it's never crumpled.
Yeah, he's just a giant fucking hypocrite, and that's sort of part of his character.
That might just be it.
I like that about him, though. It's human, you know. He breaks his rules a little bit when it comes to his girlfriend. When it hits too close to home, he shows his humanity a little, which is, I think that's good for him.
It does give him some depth of character, as opposed to, like, really the only reason I liked Laser is because he was the only one that really seemed to have any depth of character, like, from the get-go.
Yeah.
Whereas Emu is very flat. See, I need, like, a list of their fucking names. Hero, he's getting some more character, but at the time, he seemed a little bit flat. I don't mind him as much anymore. They're fleshing him out a little bit more. And then there's Snipe, who just... I see absolutely nothing in the character that I give a shit about.
I keep waiting for them to do something with Snipe, and they haven't really... They've hinted at it a couple times, like, oh, look, he failed to save a patient earlier. He believes in the ultimate power of games, but they're kind of dragging their heels on Snipe.
Yeah, every time they have a little tidbit, they're like, "Oh, well, we should draw it out because we really don't have much for this character, so we have to make it last as long as we can."
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The thing about Emu is I've heard a few people, like most people don't really say it, but I've heard some people say that Emu's kind of the standard protagonist, but I feel like he's the biggest departing thing, like the biggest departure from standard Kamen Rider that we've got in a while.
At least
he is.
In the manner that he's like a really... He's a fucking prick when he's actually riding.
Yeah. Well, even beyond that, like, usually a character who starts out a series, the main character, we see the world unfold through their eyes.
Mm.
And if there's any mystery about that character, it comes in later when, oh my god, actually, you're a monster or whatever. But the mystery of Emu started in, like, episode 2.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he is the mystery of this, and we're seeing that unfold through other characters' eyes.
Yeah, everyone's got their own angle for trying to figure out what he's like. You know, Kirya uses his sly detective abilities to trick some hot nurse into telling him, and Snipes using his fucking steals his blood. It's interesting.
And, of course, I love the fact that he has split personality disorder, pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's very interesting for a character to have something more to him than just being the link between the audience and the story, which I guess is what Ghost was supposed to be. I don't know.
Ghost was supposed to be a lot of things.
It was supposed to be a show that didn't make me vomit every time I think about it.
Oh God.
I do like that about Emu, because while there is that side of him that's very, like, blasé and predictable,
Mm-hmm.
there's that sort of idea that there's something else going on. And the only issue I have with that is they're playing everything so slowly that I get disinterested. I'm sure it will turn out okay. I don't have, like, super high hopes, but I don't have any bad feelings about it. I was ambivalent about the show at first because it was super flashy and it didn't have time to really tell us much. It was because it was moving so slowly. And I was distracted by the fact that me and Max were like, oh man, there's a new form every episode. And so every episode was just like, is there a new form? There's a new form. New form, new form, new form, new form. Oh, yeah. That one, he just used one of his... Oh, new form, new form, new form, new form. And they've still kept with that formula.
If there's one thing I can say has changed about Kamen Rider in the last couple of years, it's somehow gotten even more toyetic.
Yeah.
You think it can't get any more, but it does.
They keep
every
finding
year.
new ways. Yep.
Mm-hmm. You thought Wizard was bad with their rings.
Jeez.
Next episode, we're skipping from level 10 to level fucking 50.
I know.
Yeah, that's
What
well,
level
actually, is Mighty Brothers Double X
as?
level 20?
I think he's level 20 because he's XX.
That's true.
But Paradox is about to
both
completely
of them are
outpace
level
him.
10.
Are they?
Oh yeah, that would
Get
be
it?
yeah.
Get
Oh
it?
yeah, it's 10. Yeah, motherfuck. Speaking of Double X, my other complaint with this episode is I feel like it was supposed to be more of a process. Like at the beginning of the episode, you see, oh, they don't know how to work together. They're too different. They can't work together. And then at the end of the episode, they transform again. And they turn to each other and they're like, yeah, let's do it right this time. And they just do it right. And I really wish, I wish we could have seen Emu coming to that. In suit or out of suit.
That's
Maybe
true.
like coming to terms with Am.
The only reason I'm okay with that is because I don't feel like it was another conflict that had to be retread. Like that's been played out so many times. Like, I'm okay with them just saying, hey, and then they had this trouble, and then they're like, oh man, that didn't work. And then they just fix it. And let's move on because we don't need to spend 5 episodes on that.
I think...
Man, I would have liked to spend 5 episodes on it. I loved the fact that his 2 personalities were split between the 2 bodies. I didn't even think that was going to happen.
It just
So
made
when
me...
they started, one of them started talking like a rude prick, and the other one started talking like a huge pansy. I was so happy, and I was like, I can't wait to see these guys argue for 2 episodes. But then they just became best friends.
It made me think of the Tiger Talisman from Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah, exactly. That's what made me think of that too.
I never saw Jackie Chan Adventures.
Dude, you're missing out.
Well, to sum it up shortly, it's basically a talisman that turned you into the best and worst parts of you, and you like split in half. So you had like rude jackass Jackie Chan and pansy I can't do anything because I'm so nice and I'm trying not to hurt anyone Jackie Chan.
I don't want any trouble. Yeah.
That plot line originated in the Star Trek The Original Series television program. An episode called The Enemy Within, where Captain Kirk splits into asshole, I'm gonna get drunk and feel up a lady Captain Kirk, and wussy, I don't want to give orders because I might have hurt somebody's feelings Captain Kirk.
I think my sister has a framed poster of that episode along with a few others, but I remember seeing The Enemy Within.
That's a damn good episode.
I think if you're gonna do that whole like, oh, they gotta come around to work with each other, do it or don't do it. I think either have it, they transform and they work together, or they transform and it doesn't work and maybe spend one episode figuring it out and then it works. But I feel like with this, there's no figuring out, it's just, it doesn't work and then it works. I wasn't a fan of that. It felt like there was a process that was cut out.
I agree with you, but I think it's negligible at best. I mean, it's not
a small complaint, yeah.
It's not that bad.
I think you're both stupid.
I think you're fucking off this podcast.
I agree with you, Jeff. I think I am stupid.
No. Don't roll over to him like that. Don't teach him it's okay.
I can agree with that,
Is he a dog?
Rub his nose in it if he does something wrong, damn it. No, I kind of agree with you. I feel like this episode is another one of those episodes that we talk about sometimes. It's a prelude to something more interesting. Where the episode itself is just a fun episode that leads to something bigger later on.
Yeah.
I had higher hopes for Mighty Action Brothers.
Yeah,
Mighty Action Triple X Brothers.
Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage.
What?
Like you said, it could have been really funny to have the two of them bouncing off of each other, and maybe we'll still get that. Maybe we will, but
maybe it was a fluke.
Maybe it was a fluke.
Dude, that final attack that they did though was the hypest shit.
It was pretty cool.
Where like they turned back into the single body to do an uppercut, and
they did it in the level 1 form.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
That was pretty cool.
I love that there is a level XX level 1 form that can kick everyone's ass as their ridiculous roly-poly level 1. I love it.
It reminded me of Cyclone Joker. I think it was... I forget which Maximum Drive it was, where he did like a
Strange.
Joker Strange, where he split in half and like one kick hit and then the other kick hit.
That was Joker Maximum Drive.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was Joker.
Yeah, that was just the Joker. Joker Strange is the one where he splits into two and like they both fly at them, like standing up, like, punch. It's really strange.
Oh, I think that's Luna Joker.
Yeah. Pretty alright episode. Had some problems with it.
Yeah, same here. But I enjoyed it.
I really like X-Aid though.
Yeah.
Overall, no big issues. Like,
yeah,
every episode's gonna have its problems, and overall with this show, like, all of the little issues I have with it don't really matter because I'm still looking forward to the next episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even the form fatigue isn't really fucking with me too much. Yeah.
Here's a question, Tomaz. The most important question of the podcast.
Yes.
Orange version or teal version?
Teal.
Damn straight.
I understand. Teal is a safer color for losers.
No, teal's a more aesthetically appealing color.
Orange is the more powerful, demanding color for heroes such as I.
Teal is for people that like scub, such as myself.
That's true.
We're not getting into that on this podcast.
Okay.
Jeff, listen. Would you rather have your room painted teal or orange?
Well, what type of room? I don't have a room. I'm an adult. What room is it?
You have a bedroom, don't you?
Is it the... No, I sleep on the couch. Is
he
it
has to ask his wife.
Is it the playroom or is it the bedroom?
The bedroom.
Well, the bedroom is teal.
Damn
the
straight.
Is orange.
That's right. No, don't say anything else.
No, don't say things that'll go against my point.
No, this color's better. No,
teal.
I think my opinion is cooler.
I have the bigger penis.
If it was a movie poster, it'd be orange and teal.
That's true.
Okay. Now that we're done talking about Kamen Rider X8.
The moment we start arguing over who has a bigger dick, it's time to move on to the next topic.
In every episode, that's been true, all 100. Why don't we hear about some news? Liam, you're the newscaster.
I'm the newscaster. Let me get my news stories together. So here's one cool thing. We don't do toy news, but I'm going to talk about toys today.
Every fucking week.
Every time I've been here, you've done toy news.
Look, it's...
Every time I've been here, you've done toy news.
This week we got some images revealed for Kamen Rider Baron Banana Form, SIC. And I don't know about you guys. You can check it out down in the blog post if you're listening and you want to see. I don't know about you guys, but I think it looks fucking rad.
It does look pretty damn boss.
It looks pretty cool, but it also reminds me of if they did like a Dynasty Warriors version of Kamen Rider Gaim. That's exactly what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's what the SIC Gaim kind of looks like, too. Very,
I will say the SIC Gaim is better looking than the SIC Baron.
Alright, don't
like
start
Baron
this shit again.
I like Baron better than Gaim design-wise in general.
I don't know. I think SIC Baron looks a little better than SIC Gaim.
Well, we all know about your world-famous terrible opinions.
I think both are too expensive for me to care.
I agree.
So you can check that out down in the blog post. It's like fucking $100 but it's cool if you like SIC. You probably got bad taste, but if you don't like SIC, you can check that out, and it's actually a pretty good SIC for once. The last few SICs to come out have not been half bad, actually.
That's true. They don't look like melted fucking plastic for a change.
The Drive ones were good. The Gaim ones were good. This is not bad.
They don't look like Kamen Rider the first movie suit redesigns.
What?
Well, not like Ichigo and Nigo, like the monsters. They
yeah.
just look like really
okay.
over-designed.
Like the Kamen Rider suits in those movies are fucking spectacular.
They
sir.
are. But I mean, like the over-designed look, like they got too many spikes on them, and like they got dipped in the black paint.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, SIC
I've
figures...
got some news.
Oh yeah, shoot some news.
This week, at the end of Kamen Rider X8 episode 14, we got a preview of a movie that I was excited about before, but now I'm double excited about. And that's Space Sheriff Gavon versus Tokuso Sentai Deca Ranger. And it turns out that Gavon Type G, Geki Jumonji from the movie, is coming back. That's awesome!
Now
I love that guy!
I don't know shit about Gavon outside of the movie, so Jeff comes to me and says, "Hey, Liam, Gavon Type G is going to be in the movie." And I was like, who the fuck is that? And Jeff was like, he was the one that was in the movie you saw, you moron.
You watched it, you fucking
I didn't
idiots.
know he was called Type G.
What a moron.
I don't
I
know.
only watched Charvon. It was good, though.
Charvon's good. I like Gavon better.
Was Charvon the comedy, or was Charvon the drug lord movie?
It was the drug lord blood movie.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Of course you love that one. You didn't see Scheider, Tomaz?
I can't remember if I saw... I saw whichever one had the actor that played Date Akira.
Oh, that was Scheider.
That's Scheider.
Oh, I
That's
saw
the funny
Scheider
one.
then.
Yeah.
Scheider's the blue one. Sherivan's the red one.
That's a good one.
Fuck. Suck a dick. I like Sherivan too. I got nothing against it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they're all good movies.
I'm really excited for this movie because, I mean, the original Gavon is back for it as well.
Of course.
And he has white hair in it for some reason, even though he doesn't have white hair in real life.
That's fine. I'm really happy that Gavon's actor still comes back for so much shit. He's such a good sport about it. Most actors, especially ones that old, wouldn't come back.
That's the weird thing about it, is he's like almost the same age as all the other old Toku actors, right? But he still does all of his own stunts and is still in like perfectly good shape and fits in all of his old costumes perfectly fine.
Yeah, the guy's a beast.
He runs a tokusatsu suit actor school. And
so I guess
he still teaches there.
Yeah, he keeps up, I guess. He keeps up in good shape and shit.
Unlike Hiroshi Fujioka, who became a real actor and never looked back until he needed money.
That's true. But still, man, Hiroshi Fujioka has done well for himself. He is a brand. He himself.
No kidding.
He's created an
Hiroshi
identity.
Fujioka was in an American movie.
We going to talk about fucking Ghost Warrior again, or?
Yeah, we are, motherfucker. We still need to watch that.
Yeah,
I couldn't find it anywhere.
Find it, yeah, I've been looking.
I just need to buy a fucking DVD and bite the bullet.
Even then, where are you going to find a DVD of Ghost Warrior? I guess
don't know.
eBay is a magical place, but...
Maybe.
You'll probably pay out the ass for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend $400 for a copy of Ghost Warrior.
I'll take a look. I haven't checked eBay lately.
You spent $200 on a fucking belt.
Yeah, well, that was...
You could spend $400 on Ghost Warrior.
It was a DX Gattack Zector, thank you.
This is a Ghost Warrior DVD with special features.
Is it a
Thank
DX
you.
Ghost Warrior DVD?
Yup.
Okay. If you get the Candy Toy DVDs, they don't actually play a movie on them. They just sit in your collection. You gotta watch out for this.
I think everything I have is candy toys, except for the double belt.
Yeah.
I've got the same belt, man. It's fucking rad.
Man, Double Driver's cool.
We need to put that on and like try it and see what happens one day.
I went to... So there was this Halloween party I went to, and in order for me to wear it, I didn't want to spend that extra cash on that stupid piece of plastic. So I literally took a shoelace out of one of my shoes and just tied it around the back. And then I used the clasp thing on the side to put it on and take it off. And then I wore a jacket over it so I could hide the shoelace.
You're a genius.
Not bad.
You know, I've been thinking of ways to make my Son Goku driver fit without buying that stupid piece of plastic, and I think you might have just solved it.
Also, don't buy the stupid piece of plastic because it's literally 4 inches long.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It don't matter.
I'm slim enough that would make the difference. But I still don't want to pay
big
for
fat
it.
Piece of shit.
I am.
You're still paying $25 for a 4-inch piece of plastic.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not gonna be stolen from. But yeah, that's
so
pretty neat.
More news.
What else do I got? Oh my god, I found something real cool. Okay, so a trailer got released. The trailer itself was not important. A trailer got released for the Kamen Rider X-Aid Cross fucking Q Ranger Superhero Wars movie this year.
Yes.
It's pretty neat. Actually, it doesn't show anything. The trailer's dumb. But a plot synopsis got revealed as well, and the plot synopsis sounds fucking incredible. And that's that all the Sentai Rangers and all the Riders from all throughout history are teleported into an alternate universe game world where they all have to fight to the death to escape. It's like a battle royale trapped in video game land, and everyone's beating each other up, and they have to get out.
Hey Liam, do you remember when all the Riders had to fight each other? Wasn't that a good movie?
No, but this is
called Heisei versus Showa.
No, this is better. It's gonna be better.
He's having flashbacks. He's
It's
remembering
gonna be
the ending.
exactly as bad.
No, it'll be cool. I'm telling you, it's got video games.
No video game has ever been bad.
No, that's true. Kamen Rider Chronicle is looking incredible so far.
That was your big news, huh?
Yeah, well, I have more.
Oh, well then spit it out.
I will.
Fucking tell us, loser.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Or I'll take your lunch money.
Oh, please. So, Kamen Rider Genmu Legendary Riders video games. The first episode is out on YouTube, and you can watch it.
We're gonna sync tube that at some point, so watch out for that.
Check it out.
Wait,
It's
what?
not subbed yet. It's not
What is
subbed yet.
this?
So
Subbed in the video.
what?
What
You
do
can
you...
turn subs on.
Is it, wait? Did Toei sub it?
No, you can add subs to videos.
Okay, but you are making a joke. No one has actually subbed it yet, though.
No, I'm telling you, fucking Ian Vaffler, who's been on the show before, better known as Billy Kumo because I said his name wrong a bunch of times.
Okay.
He linked me to that and said, we need to do a sync tube. And I said, damn, dude, you're right. And I clicked on it, and there was fucking subs at the bottom of it.
Are you serious? That someone subbed it?
I guess. Let me go into my fucking messages to make sure I'm not just lying to your face.
Okay, please show me this so I can link that in the blog post and not my shitty unsub version.
I still don't know what this is.
Okay, there's a YouTube series coming out. Well, it's out. It's coming out now. Called it's all about legendary rider forms. I think it's got everything post-decade. Well, these legendary rider Gashats and Kamen Rider Genmu and X8 and Brave and all them are gonna beat each other up using them. That's it. Just everyone beats each other up and uses these Legend Rider forms.
Did you not see the Legendary Rider Soul shit?
No.
With Ghost? Oh yeah, you weren't watching it because it was bad.
Yeah, definitely avoid Ghost.
Yeah, you dumb shit. You just hit CC and English subs come up.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
I think we're
They're
looking
not
at different
good
videos.
subs, but they're subs.
Yeah, we were looking at different videos. I had the Japanese, Toei official release. That was why.
Okay.
You found the real
one. Now
one.
the mystery is solved.
We've embarrassed Liam. We've met the quota for this week's episode of Rider Club Radio. So look for that down in the blog post. You can see the actual episode.
We're going to do a sync tube eventually. You could thank Ian for that.
Yeah, thanks, Ian.
Thank you.
Thanks, Billy
He
Kumo.
doesn't listen to this shit.
I'm sure he's still around.
No, he probably does.
Oh.
He does. He fucking messages me about it every week.
Yeah.
You say that like you don't want him to listen.
I love you, Ian.
He's fucking still listening. Jesus Christ.
Tough love.
He's probably even listening to your other podcast.
Yeah,
Ugh.
he is. He's a good listener. He listens to both podcasts, Rider Club Radio and M Class Podcast, now available on iTunes.
I gave you a chance to plug it.
Thanks,
Thanks, buddy.
Tomaz. You asshole.
It's about Star Trek.
You guys
Okay.
ever going to talk about the thing I didn't watch this week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Once we get it through news.
I'm done with my news.
Okay. Let's talk about Animal Sentai Zyuohger, episode 45. Tomaz, go stand in the corner, and if I see you peek around, you get 10 more minutes.
What? Okay.
Just get over there. Put the cap on.
Cat. Oh. It doesn't fit.
Look, it says... don't worry about what it says in Japanese on it. Just fucking... wear it.
We can't say it out loud on the podcast.
I took more
really.
Japanese than either of you. I know what this is.
You took more than none, so good job. Alright, Tomaz didn't watch Zyuohger because he's an idiot. So
I
we're going
haven't
to talk
watched
about...
it yet.
You need to watch it.
It's great. On this week's episode of Animal Sentai Zyuohger, shit hits the fucking fan.
A lot of stuff happens this week on Zyuohger.
We learn that Bard is dying because he can't use his Juo power anymore because he gave it to our boy Yamato.
And Azald is actually the monster the whale man fought way back in the way back
Katus.
in the 1980s.
The original Zyuohger Katus fought against Azald back in the day.
And Azald is some kind of god of destruction, and that's why he's like one with the earth, because he's not an alien, he's a god. So
yeah. Also, it was good of Katus to never mention the monster's name when he was talking to the Zyuohgers. He never mentioned him by name.
I guess he didn't think they'd ever have to fight it. So
wouldn't it be fucked up if he did, and he was like, I had to fight the legendary monster Azald, and everybody's like, wait, what?
Hang on.
Did he say Azald?
That guy doesn't look anything like Azald. What the fuck?
That sounds familiar. But our heroes fight valiantly against Azald, who turns into the god of destruction, and he obliterates the shit out of them in a way they haven't been beaten since they fought against Genis like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, so really they get their asses kicked pretty often these days.
Yep.
Also, the question is raised by Larry, what the fuck is the cube that Bard has, and what's so special about it, and how can he still transform without his Juman power? So that's good that's going to be resolved. And there was a bit with Yamato's dad this episode. I liked that too. So
Yeah.
this is all in all pretty good episode.
Amu, who is the queen of understanding and empathy, is just like, yo, why don't you quit being a bitch and talk to your dad? And Yamato has no rebuttal for this.
You know, we've been estranged, me and my dad, since I was a little child. You know, I've hated him and he's hated me. And you should just talk to him about it. Just walk up to him and talk about it.
Well, quit being a fucking baby. Talk to him. And Yamato's like, I mean, I guess.
I could try, I suppose.
I just love how she's just like, he's like, I hate my father. He wasn't there when my mother died. He's a fucking monster. I hate everything about him. She's like, you're just like him.
You remind me a lot of some other guy I met. I think it was a guy who wasn't there when his wife died. You're a lot like him. You
Oh,
prick.
God. She's still cutie pie, though.
Well, I mean, she's no Sailor, but I get what you mean.
Few women with dental plans are. But, my point is that this episode had a lot of shit happen in it.
Yeah, this was, I guess this is the classic Sentai, like, last 10 episodes, everything happens.
Yeah.
Georgia's been pretty good about meeting out its plot, but it still does the same thing as other Sentais in that, like, all the shit goes down in the last 10 episodes. That's how I like it. It should build to a conclusion. So I like that they're doing that. I like that Azald is doing this crazy thing. And
I love that, like, Azald is probably going to end up being the final villain.
Could be.
Like, Genis might kill him, like, and be like, I'm actually the strongest man, or whatever, but it might actually be Azald. And it's funny that he was the villain that no one paid any attention to the whole series.
Because
it turns out that he's the most ancient villain in the series.
Everyone just thinks he's a big dumb cube man.
And at the beginning of the series, we were like, man, I wonder why he's cubes, when everything about the heroes is cube-related.
Yeah, it turns out that shit was planned.
Yeah, it turns out there was a fucking reason, and it was a good one.
Like everything in Zyuohger, shit was planned right from the start, and it turned out beautifully.
Sounds like I should watch Zyuohger.
Yeah,
yeah.
You shouldn't be listening to any of this.
No, I didn't hear most of it. I went and did something else.
Okay. That's good.
Go
Tomaz
back
might
to
be
that.
quiet.
Because I was in the corner, remember?
Yeah, he was in the corner thinking about what he did.
We probably shouldn't have been talking directly at him in really loud voices while he was in the corner. Anyway, back to Zyuohger.
Back to Zyuohger.
I am interested, most of all, for the next episode. We'll talk about the actual episode a little bit more, but what has piqued my interest is the next episode has a really quick shot of Bard and Yamato's dad just talking like they're old friends.
Yeah, because remember when Bard met Yamato for the first time in forever, he said, oh, he's a lot like him. And we figured, okay, this is talking about his dad.
They're like bestest buddies.
I don't know how the fuck they know each other or what,
I don't know.
That's interesting.
It's funny that Bard is far more of a father figure to Yamato than Yamato's own father is.
Yeah, it's true. Because Bard was probably there when his mom died, hanging out in the top.
Bard was in the other side of the room where the camera wasn't pointed.
In the shadows.
Big dumb eagle man standing there watching.
But
I'm endlessly disappointed every time Bard transforms. Because, like, he like, picks up his thing and he does, like, the coolest pose out of everybody when he's doing his transformation. He looks like a huge badass.
Champion of the heavens.
And he just turns into orange Duo Eagle.
Oh, come on. Duo Eagle's a good suit.
It is, but it's not. He needs his own suit.
I know.
It bugs me. But this episode was fucking amazing. It was so good.
A really, really good build to a climax. I like that Zyuohger keeps ramping stuff up. Just when you think you've found the peak, Zyuohger keeps climbing higher with its stakes. I think that's great. I love the reveal with Azald, and I was not expecting it at all. Like you said, everybody thinks Azald is just the big dumb guy, and so did I. Honestly, I was fooled just along with everyone else, but they decided to do something with him at the last minute, and it makes me interested to what they're going to do with Naria. If they're going to do anything with Naria,
maybe.
I want to see.
I don't know if they're going to or not, but it wasn't at the last minute though. Like we said, he's been a cube man the whole show, and like,
there were hints, but not enough to make me think something was up.
Yeah, exactly. It was very well done.
It's the perfect amount of hints.
There were a lot of moments amongst all the action and suspense and like build up towards new things happening in this episode that just like warmed my heart.
Yeah, like.
And I guess Zyuohger has a lot of that in general.
Yeah. It's a very human show.
It has Duo-Human in it, as a matter of fact. And two of the things involve Duo-Human. Mario.
This is a good meeting scene between Mario and Larry in this episode.
Yeah, and it's great because it seems like he's scared of him, right? But, because Larry hated that humans were afraid of him. So it plays back into that, but it turns out that he wants to be friends and give him some cool bananas.
Yeah, he happens to have some bananas in his bag. It reminds me of the time when Misao meets Larry for the first time, and he has like a suit on and a basket full of bananas to make a good impression.
It's a heartwarming scene when Misao sees Larry again, and he's like, Larry! And They're like best pals now.
Yeah, I really didn't think Larry would be that much of a recurring character, but I love him.
I didn't either. He is a lovable guy. A lovable gorilla.
One of my favorite Jumon.
Who is your favorite Jumon? Is it Tusku?
I don't think so, no. Tusk he hasn't done shit in forever. Might be Bard. I like Bard a lot.
I like Bard a lot, too, honestly. Bard might... No, Leo's still my favorite.
Bard has replaced Bard's like the edgelord, but he actually does shit and has something to do with the plot. So he fills the criteria better.
He's not an edgelord though. He's like a scared guy. He's afraid of he's like constantly running from things and hiding.
But he's pissed off and mysterious, and he has a dark past. So
he's really just a real nice guy. He just doesn't talk very much.
Yeah, but like it's his attitude, you know. It's an attitude.
It's because he's played by fucking Kusaka. Of course he looks like a pissed off asshole.
How many murders has he committed off screen while shit's not happening?
Well, he is an eagle.
This is all that Duo Eagle's fault.
Eagles eat meat.
It's true. They eat shit. They eat small rodents.
And there's a moment when he picks up the whale shooter thing, right? And I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna become Orange Duo Whale. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I thought that too for a second. I'm an idiot.
He flips it and doesn't transform and just uses it anyway.
He says, fuck it. There's something special about his cube. I'm curious about that.
Yeah. But, like, it's killing him because he's still drawing on his own Juman power.
Yeah, that technically isn't there anymore, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you have to have some to live.
Yeah, I
Even
suppose.
Larry says you're greatly diminished Juman power.
Larry's probably in the same boat, but he's not running around fighting Death Galians all day.
No. He's just got gray hair now.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder what Bard looks like without his Juman power gone.
Yeah.
Because he has gray hair, too.
Yeah, it's probably a nice, healthy head of brown hair, or black hair, or whatever.
Or whatever.
Or whatever.
But Zyuohger consistently really fucking great. The only problem I had with it is the fucking clip show that happened.
the single blemish, yeah.
Yeah, that was depressing as shit.
That's a shame.
A show that had almost a perfect record of at least being real good.
Alright, so are we done talking about Zyuohger?
We are done.
Right,
Tomaz, you can come back.
Yeah, Tomaz.
I can come back.
Leave the hat on.
Okay.
Let's open the mailbag.
Let's open mail call for
This
everybody.
is legit my favorite part of the show. I love doing mail.
I love mail as well.
Okay.
Our first email is from Adam.
Okay.
Who says, I have 2 questions for you guys this time. 1, connecting to last week's fun fact, what medical condition would you want a rider for? Like a rider based on a medical condition.
Oh.
Scabies.
Scabies.
Herpes simplex C.
Oh. Let's just go through every sexually transmitted disease right now.
Okay,
that all
that's
out of our
all.
systems.
All right, now there's all of them.
Yeah.
I don't think scabies is a sexually transmitted
Well, okay, but
disease.
you said
I
HIV.
think that's just what came to his mind first, and he's like, all right, so that's going to be what everyone's thinking first.
I wonder if that's the real question, or maybe he like typoed or something, or forgot a word.
I don't know.
Shingles?
What about a rider based on chronic rectal prolapse?
Oh
Chronic?
my god!
He'd turn you inside out whenever he destroyed you.
What about whatever Rich Evans has?
Fat?
What about a Kamen Rider based on botulism?
What is botulism?
Look it up later.
Okay.
No, don't.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna go on Google Images.
Look up blue waffle while you're
I know blue waffle. Everybody look up blue waffle on Google Images and tell me what you find.
Yeah, everybody.
To anyone
report
listening to
back
this
us.
podcast that doesn't know what we're talking about, please don't look it up.
Please look it up.
No.
I don't know if I have a serious answer to this question.
I don't know if I can make something heroic based on a horrible illness, unless maybe like a psychological disease, like maybe like dissociative personality disorder. You have Mighty Brothers Double X.
That's
but,
true.
It's you'd have to, like, I can't make a rider out of cancer. What does he do? He touches you once, and then 3 years later, you die a horrible, slow death. Like, I don't know what.
Or having the debilitating disease of being dead makes dangerous zombie.
Yeah, that's true.
Question 2.
Okay.
Have you guys ever thought about making a Discord for your fans where they could come together and complain about your shitty decisions?
Oh my god, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but you're never on Discord, Liam.
Maybe I would get on Discord if I knew it was full of people who would worship me.
Also, we don't have any fans. Who would be in the Discord? Just us?
Yeah, well, we already kind of have a Discord for us, yeah.
Yeah, we already have a Discord for us, but...
If enough people put forth, like, the desire to hang out in the Discord, we'll make one, fuck it.
Sure,
yeah, why
not?
Who cares?
We'll come by.
In general, who cares?
Actually, I actually legitimately know people on Discord that, like, either they like Kamen Rider or they know about it, or there was one person I met once about, like, 8 months ago that actually listened to the show, and I'm like, what?
Ugh.
I met someone in the wild that knew who the dead guy was.
Oh my god, that's me. I'm the dead guy. That's what you said, wasn't it?
I did.
He was like, whatever, man.
No, I was like, no, there's this show, and I'm like, yeah, I'm the dead guy. And I'm like, and I'm like, you actually know what? You listen to the show? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's the question, right?
Yeah.
Our next email.
Oh boy.
Is from Sam.
Okay.
He says, "Hey Jeff and Liam, rude. Tomaz is right there."
Yeah, God.
No, I'm not.
He's not in the corner anymore. You got to acknowledge him now.
A few things this week. Jeff, you mentioned how Bard should have a new suit, but Liam mentioned it might be due to budget. I always wanted Bard to have been a kit bash of Duo, Bird, and Whale to give him a flowing robe look.
Oh.
That would have been pretty sick.
Yeah, just like Duo Eagle with the robe. Would have been nice. Some little visual flair.
Sam, I appreciate your email, but I'm noticing there's no question in it. Thanks for writing in.
Thank
you.
You
have, like, screamed that?
Yeah, I should have read these beforehand, probably.
Well,
anyway, on to the next email. It's from Sammy.
Sam and Sammy. I think this might be the same person.
It says, need a bigger dick? Click here. I'll be back in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Our next email is from David.
Okay.
That is, it's a fairly long email, but he says, congrats on the 100 episode mark. Glad you guys are enjoying X8 as much as I am.
My name's Liam, not Mark, but I appreciate it.
Oh my
god.
Just shut up.
Having recently finished Agito myself just in time for the not spoiler cast, I have to say I really love the show. So my question is, if you had to take a given number of episodes from one show, not Ghosts, because I know you'll take all of them, and give them to another show that you felt could have benefited from an extra couple episodes, what shows would they be? How many episodes would you give and take? And for what reason did you choose these shows?
Oh geez. I have an answer if you guys need to think.
Go for it.
What was the question again?
The question is, if you could take episodes from one show and give them to another show so that they had more time, what would they be? What shows would they be?
I would steal...
Like, if you want another season of Manimal, you can take, like, a season of The Simpsons.
Oh, great. Yeah, this is brilliant. I would steal a few episodes from Kuga, just a couple, maybe like 4, and stick them onto Gaim, because I want Gaim to have a nice round 50, and not the almost 50 that it had.
That's your whole reason? You just want a number?
I just want more Gaim.
That's how autism works, Jeff.
You can't say that.
I felt like Gaim had to, like, it was so good that of course it was shorter than the average series. Of course it was. You can't have it be the full length because it's too good. So,
well, also,
and then how many episodes did Ghost have?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Gaim had that one extra episode that was completely pointless. You want more of those?
No, I mean, like, just make the actual story go on a little longer. Just a little bit.
Okay.
I would have liked...
I guess I can understand.
It's the goddamn principle of the thing, okay? I want it to be a normal length series. And Kuga could stand to lose a couple episodes. It's got a lot of filler.
It does have a good deal of filler.
Yeah.
You said I'm not allowed to use Ghost.
That's
so
true.
I'm going to take the entire run of Kiva and give it to Double, and then you could just have a whole series of Kamen Rider Joker near the end.
Oh, yes!
You double the double.
Tomaz just fucking ejaculated.
Oh, that's the best idea I've heard in like 6 months. Just give me a whole season of Joker.
Fuck yeah. Do you have a different answer than that, Tomaz?
The answer I had in mind was I would take I'd say I'd take about half of Wizard and I would give it to Agito because I didn't really ever feel like there was any dead air with Agito. They always had something interesting going on. And I was just it's really solid the whole way through and it's really outstanding. And I actually would only take half of Wizard because I thought there were some good ideas and good stuff in Wizard, but I think they had so much time to fill and so little ideas like fleshed out that it would have worked better if they had actually crammed it into less episodes.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in Rider, actually. And it's funny that you mentioned Agito as the show you'd give stuff to, because actually David mentioned the last 3 or 4 episodes before the finale really sort of killed the momentum that had been building for him.
For
and
Agito?
He found himself wishing that those episode slots could have been given to Kuga to flesh out his fight with Daguva some more.
I feel like there's that bit at the end of Agito when shit gets really real and you find out what happened on the Akatsuki, and then suddenly Shoichi and fucking Gills both have love interests, and they're
That's exactly what he said. I
you're
wasn't
like,
saying that because it's a
hang
fucking
on.
spoiler.
Well, look, it's not a huge spoiler. It's just like, what the heckity who is going on here? It's just weird.
It is
Other
kind
than that,
of
I love
a
Agito,
spoiler.
but yeah.
Well, I think that's
don't
really
agree.
the only exception to that run of the show is at the end they did something weird and out of left field. Like it feels like they always planned to do that, and it was something that was always going to happen, but they didn't have anything to lead up to it. So it's sort of like your boss telling you have to include something, or it sounds to me like, you know, how they have to, you know, throw in this many toys or do this many. It's like they have to have this kind of plot line, and so they couldn't escape it, and so they had to put it in there. I mean, that's what it felt like. I don't know why it happened, but you know, we'll leave it for the spoiler cast.
I don't agree that it killed the momentum, but I do agree that it was completely out of place. I hope that answered your question somewhere in there. My second question is, for Jeff specifically, sorry Liam.
Oh.
If you had to make a Starfleet crew using only Kamen Rider characters, who would be what rank, position, and why?
Oh god.
To keep us under 6 hours.
Jeff's wet dream here.
I will say that I did a commission for a friend who asked that I draw the cast, like the Kamen Rider Club from Kamen Rider Forze, as the crew of the USS Friendship. And I fucking loved that. That was amazing. With, of course, Gentaro himself being the captain.
Yeah.
Maybe soon I'll dig that up. It's not really my best work, but I don't know, maybe.
I'm sure they'd like to see it.
So I think that would be good. But I feel like any Kamen Rider crew wouldn't be a solid crew without Hongo as captain.
At the helm.
He has to be the... Helm's not captain, dipshit.
What?
Helm's a different position.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's like you don't know anything about Star Trek.
I know.
What a loser.
It's almost like you've never seen Star Trek before, Liam. What's that all about?
For the interest of time, I'll just leave it at that. Maybe I'll write a blog post about it one day or something.
Do it.
Anyway, thanks again for reading and responding, Dave.
Thanks for writing, Dave.
P.S. Liam, after you finish Blade, I think you should bite the bullet and watch Faiz.
I have good news for you, Dave.
Oh no.
Yeah, I've got bad news for you, Dave.
We'll save that little announcement after the emails.
Yeah.
I think you already announced it.
No, we
announced it to you.
Yeah.
Our next email is from James, who says, Happy 100th ride, RCR. I've been listening to you guys since Ghost got Boost, and I always try to tune in every week. You came in during Ghost?
Ghost got what?
Boost.
Oh. Yeah,
I know you've blocked most of that out of your brain, so you don't get
Boost
brain damage.
fighting Tokon. Yeah, okay. I remember now.
God, he remembers the full name of it.
I imagine you came here to cope. I understand.
Yeah.
This is a place of healing.
I have some news for you guys. Remember when X8 was being revealed, there was a picture of a Pac-Man Gashat?
Yeah.
Well, it's real, and X8 uses it in the second episode of the YouTube special.
Yeah, I saw that. There's Pac-Man and Xevious and one other game that never got localized that they're all going to use.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
My first question is, what video game character would you want as a form? I personally would say a Sonic Gashat, but I'm interested in a Mr. Game & Watch form.
Oh, Mr. Game & Watch would be great.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
What would your video game character Gashat be, fellas?
Oh, that's tough. I think Snipe would have a J.C. Denton Gashat.
Well, it's your Gashat.
Mine, I would have a fucking J.C. Denton Gashat.
Okay, in the interest of, keeping this relevant to, X8 isn't really getting to, modern game... No, it is.
Just any game character. Just have fun
Fuck!
with it.
You know how much there is? Oh my god.
Okay,
Do you know how many game characters?
Pick one, motherfucker.
You know...
And I already took J.C. Denton, so...
I will take Bubsy the Bobcat.
Okay.
What? You're wasting it on a joke?
Yeah. Tomaz, we're not really getting these Gashats.
Okay.
You're wasting your wish?
I'll take Francis York Morgan.
Oh, that's a good choice.
What powers would you get with that?
To make really perfect, amazing headshots. Fantastic, amazing. Nice shot.
Nice.
You're wasting it on a joke?
Yes!
Hey!
Yes.
Deadly Premonition ain't no joke, Jeff. It's the best game ever made.
I have not played it.
It's really good. It's a really good game.
Any Gashat. I would take the Scottie Pippen from NBA Jam Gashat.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna probably change my answer to John Madden.
No, I would have the sickest fucking basketball skills on the Chicago Bulls because we couldn't license Michael Jordan's likeness. We did get Michael Jackson's likeness, however.
You could have Michael Jackson Moonwalker. That could be your Gashat.
Yeah. I will have the sickest skills on the Chicago Bulls because we couldn't license Michael Jordan's likeness and be able to make a basketball catch on fire at will.
That's true. That's true. I could see a basketball form, actually.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Why, have they done sports? Is there any crossover with that?
There was Shakariki Sports, but that was it.
Yeah, but there hasn't been a sports writer.
No, not yet.
Okay.
That's so broad a question I can't even answer it. Seriously.
Francis York Morgan.
Francis York Morgan is a good answer.
I could spend an entire episode.
Yeah. But secondly, did you guys ever expect to come this far, and what is the future of RCR?
Ooh, it rhymed.
If you would ask me 2 years ago if I thought I'd still be doing Rider Club Radio in 2 years, I probably would have said that I wouldn't even expect to be alive in 2 years, but here we are. I don't know. Like I said, when we started, we were just fucking around. I don't know how long or how short it was going to be.
And we're still just fucking around.
Still, yeah, it hasn't gotten any better.
The future of Rider Club Radio is mostly hover bikes and teleporters.
We're going to, instead of uploading it to WordPress.com, it's going to be spacewordpress.com. Look out for that.
Yeah, look out for that shit. You better have a space Ethernet connection in your home, though.
Also known as Cat 7.
It's going to be... Everything is going to be the same, except the chairs that we're sitting in are going to be hover chairs, and our mics are also going to be hovering off the ground.
You know, that's called like a boom. You just like put it on a stand.
Somebody has to hold that.
No holding. A boom mic that flies. What's got jets on the bottom of it.
God, that would be so bad for recordings.
Really loud jets.
Have a good 100th, and let me add some fuel for the fire. The reason Emu doesn't need the operation is because he's naturally immune to the virus, and the reason why is because of a certain Dr. Pac-Man, with a line he says in the trailer. Who would have thought the new Kamen Rider was the boy I experimented on long ago?
What the fuck? Is that
They
from the trailer?
spoiled it in the movie?
Guess who killed Takeru's father?
Oh yeah, that's true. Did you see this, Tomaz?
No.
Turns out,
Leonardo da Vinci killed his
it wasn't
father.
actually the Ganma. It wasn't actually Adele. It was Leonardo da Vinci that killed Takeru's father.
Legitimately, Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes.
He goes back in time and irreparably changes the timeline so that he's the one that kills Takeru's father, and they don't ever change back. That's canon.
Yeah.
What?
Ghost was a good series with good
It
writers.
was a really great show. Awesome movies, good crossovers.
Our next email
Tomaz is
It's
just
from
like,
Jake.
broken.
He says, "Hey RCR, and happy 100th episode. If the dead guy's on this week's episode, I'd like to ask him what his rider tick would be."
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he knew. This motherfucker knew.
They knew. Rider tick?
So he's talking about stuff like how Faiz how Drive like tightens the glove like that, or how Faiz flicks his wrist, like a little thing, visual.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question.
I don't remember mine, but I make a quick jerk off motion.
Come on.
A little 5 knuckle
I guess that's the point. That's actually the point. You'll probably hear that joke in editing, Liam, and actually laugh.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see, my tick. I don't know. It'd probably be something lame, like I push up my invisible glasses that aren't on my face anymore because I'm used to having a suit on. And so I go to push up my glasses and the suit's in the way.
And you're like, oh shit.
Kids at home are drawing a little picture of you with fucking nerd written under it in giant letters.
Well, they're not wrong.
That's not bad.
Attempting to push up
I
your
can
glasses.
see that actually happening.
I do that all the time when I'm not wearing my glasses. I just instinctively go to push them up, and then I look like a retard. And
Yeah, it's like, I took these off 5 seconds ago. I know that I took them off. Why am I doing that?
I don't do that for some reason. I've worn glasses
it's
since
nice
I was
to
4
hear that
years
someone
old.
has their life straightened out.
You guys watching through Faiz sounds like a lot of fun. Can't wait to hear your impressions. I guess we already told them.
We kind of said, we're going to talk about it, but they don't know about
the
official announcement. What's going to come soon.
It's got issues as a series, but it has its moments, and it was a series that really got me into Kamen Rider. Plus, that made me remember that one moment in Kabuto where they played the Faiz dial tone.
Yeah, I remember that bit. It's when Drake is chasing her. He and the little girl he hangs out with are getting into some shenanigans, and he goes into the women's bathroom, and a lady sees him in there and pulls out her phone. She just pulls out her phone wordlessly and just hits the 555, and it goes as she dials the fucking police.
Well,
I thought that was hilarious, and I caught that, and I remember it still to this day because it was funny.
Questions. 1. Out of all the Gashats we've seen so far, which is your favorite call-out/jingle? My pick has to go to Mighty Brothers, because the whole Futari de Hitori, Futari de Victory, rhymes pretty nicely on top of its upbeat tone.
I noticed with Mighty Brothers, this probably wasn't intentional, but it plays the Go-Go Power Rangers thing when you hit it. It goes do-do-do-do-do-do, and it's weird.
I did hear that, and I'm like,
didn't hear
what?
that. That's crazy.
If you listen, it plays the little Go-Go Power Rangers. It's probably not intentional, but it sounds like it. Oh, also the best Gashat... What, you go?
No, go right ahead.
The best Gashat jingle is Shakariki Sports. No question.
It's it might be Shakuriki Sports, but I
Bad,
really
bad.
love Gekitotsu Robots.
Yeah,
I
that one's
love
really good, too.
Gekitotsu Robots.
Gekitotsu Robots is the gachette that I have, as a matter of fact. Thanks
Yeah, I
to
bought you that.
boy Liam.
Yeah. Merry
Thanks,
Christmas. Those two, I think, are my... Gekitotsu Robots was a jingle I got stuck in my head for like 3 days once. It's a really, really catchy song. So that speaks to its catchiness. What about you, Tomaz?
What about you?
I agree with Gekitotsu Robots. However,
Oh.
Shakuriki Sports is in the running because Shakuriki is just such a silly word. And
So
I
fun to
enjoy it.
say.
Yeah, Shakuriki Sports!
Shakariki. Yeah.
2. What would your level 10 forms be as gamer riders?
Oh, God.
Would you still use a gamer driver for it, or a buggle driver if given the choice?
Are we gonna
Minus
do
the
this
needing to die part.
Are we gonna do this for every single upgrade someone's gonna ask
Yeah.
us? What game would you use?
Absolutely.
Level 10. What did I have for level 1 was point and click adventure game.
You had like fucking Morrowind.
Oh yeah, it was Morrowind, then level 3 was point and click adventure.
Oh my god, you're right. They keep asking us this.
What's your level double X, Jeff, huh? Show me
Oh
that shit.
god. I split into 2 fucking losers.
Now you can host the podcast by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bam. Oh shit.
I had like a beat 'em up. What was my other one?
Yours, I don't know. Your first one was, it was Streets of Rage or something like that.
Yeah, it was a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Side-scrolling beat 'em up. And then the second one was Leisure Suit Larry. What was the second one?
I don't know. Expect me to
I don't
remember this shit
remember.
for you?
I don't remember. My level 10 form is, I was gonna make the joke Dance Dance Revolution, but that's actually level 3 for Brave.
Yeah.
So... Fuck.
My level 10 would be Guitar Hero. And I have a guitar. I'd be just like that
That's
dude
not how
from
level
Hibiki.
10 works. That's how level 3 works.
No.
You get like a thing that you hold, and you...
Alright, fine. My level 10 would be Dead Rising, and I'd be a zombie. Bam.
That zombie's already taken!
But no.
Yeah. It has
No.
a zombie in the name, dude.
No, I don't think. I think that's up for interpretation, Tomaz.
Look, my level 10 is Dr. Mario.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
That's
And
not bad.
I, like, throw pills up in the air that, like, fire down towards the ground.
That's good. And if you line them up proper, it kills everybody.
Oh yeah, the setup phase, like the stuff that shows up on the battlefield is like little viruses.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
I line them up, they explode. Like, if I
Yeah.
line the colors up 3 in a row. That'd be fucking awesome.
Oh, I got
actually.
one. How about a board game simulation, like virtual chess? and the setup is the chess pieces, and you gotta move them around.
Liam's the really exciting one. I would
Yeah.
like to have a game of chess.
Virtual chess!
There was this game for Sega Genesis, and I really wish I remember the name of it, but it was like chess, but the pieces were alive.
Lego
and
chess?
All the different...
Battle chess?
Star
It
Wars
might
chess?
be battle chess for all I know. But each type of piece had their own abilities. And one of them, I remember specifically, was like a shapeshifter, and it could change shape to be the shape of the piece that it was fighting. Because when you like took a piece, you fought.
Mm.
I wish I remembered that game because it was fucking awesome.
Someone's gonna know it. I'm sure.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Tomaz, what would your gamer driver be? What would your game be for your level 1 and 2?
Tomaz is the tertiary rider. He's coming in late.
Yeah.
I'm not
Level
gonna make you
10,
go
you just-
through all the forms.
No, because at level 10, shit, I don't even have a level 1.
You gotta have a level 1 and 2 here.
How about Deadly Premonition?
I think my level 1 would be, like, Castlevania 3.
Oh, yeah.
And,
That would be good.
Level 3 would be, like, one of the later Castlevanias. So, like, something that's a little more side-scrolling adventure rather than, oh my fucking god, I got hit by that stupid Medusa head and I fell down the pit again. So probably like Castlevania 3, and then I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Max there and say Circle the Moon because it's his favorite GBA Castlevania.
He doesn't listen to this.
No, but I mean, you know, in spirit.
It's
maybe he sneezed and he's like, Tomaz said something about me.
It's a spirit that matters. I remember Circle of the Moon. I could never beat. You know, there's the arena where like it's just a gauntlet of monsters. I could never beat the arena in Circle of the Moon. I finished the whole game, but I never beat the arena.
You know, the only way I beat the arena, and the only way I dealt with the fact that you have to grind for the abilities on those tarot cards, is by using a glitch.
You bastard!
Because I didn't feel. I don't enjoy grinding anymore. I don't have all this time to just throw away willy-nilly because a game thinks I need to grind. So I just used the glitch that says, oh, well, if you try to use a card, like you use the cards that you have in the game and then you switch out of them in the menu while you're in the animation for like doing something, and then it'll let you use it.
Yeah, I think I remember that glitch.
I used it to get through the game because I didn't feel like it. Well, I didn't like abuse it, but it was just like, I feel like tooling around with this. And
if the alternative is just hitting enemies over and over again until you get a card, it's not really, missing much.
Yeah.
Are you done with your fanfiction character or not?
Yeah. Are you done with your fanfiction life? You want to get back to
the guy that just fucking talked about his level 10 is like, Tomaz like, I'm going to talk about my level 1. Oh, no one cares about your fanfiction, Tomaz. Shut the fuck up.
It's right. Right, motherfuckers. Deal with it.
That's true.
Thanks again, and as always, looking forward to the next episodes. Jake.
Thanks, Jake.
P.S. On a scale of 1 to Kusaka, 10, how much of a dick is dastardly Dan Kuroto?
I
love that caught on.
Dastardly Dan. I'd say like an 8. Like an 8 or 7 so far. It's a pretty big dick.
He's a big dick, but I'd say like he's not like Hojo. He's not like a Kusaka.
I love Hojo.
4.
4?
Like, he's like a 4.
He's evil and he has bad intentions, but he's more of like a mustache twirling villain. He's not really insidious.
He's not as hateable as Hojo.
No, Hojo's a giant piece of shit, and I hate him.
And we're talking about Toru.
He's one of those type of characters. He's one of those type of characters that I literally just don't like. I can't like him. He's not so much of a dick that I love him. He's just a real life huge cockbag.
I love him. I love cockbag characters.
Hojo's one of those characters that I respect for the writers writing them, because I really appreciate when writers can create a character that is so fucking hateable. Like you just want to see him die. Like they're terrible people. And
there's
in order to instill that like deep hatred for a fictional person, like this person does not exist. Like you actually have to care about the other characters in the show, what this person is doing to them, and the fact that it's so bad that you want them to fuck off forever. Like that's pretty good.
That's true. There's a character like that in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, whose name is Kai Wynn, and she's played by the actress that played Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Talk about a hateable character.
Yeah, no kidding. But the difference between her and Hojo is you fucking hate her, right? She's so genuinely hateable. Mm-hmm. They managed to make you feel for her several times throughout the series, which I never felt for Hojo, no matter what happened to him.
Hojo was a snotty dick the whole way.
Fuck that guy forever. I hate him.
They try to make him a little more redeemable and human and like have his moments, and then he just turns around and he's like the biggest fucking asshole again. It's like this guy's never gonna change.
It's at his core.
Yep. I fucking hate him.
Love him.
Our next email is from Edgar, who writes in a lot. Hey, Edgar.
Hey.
He says, Happy 100th. It's been a fun ride. With the next episode of X8 and the introduction of the new rider, do you think there will be another rider? Or do you think Para DX will be the 6th and final rider?
I don't fucking know. I saw a picture of Paradox when he first got revealed, and the second I saw him, I was like, it's a movie rider, I see. But he's in the show, so I don't fucking know. I can't know anything at this point.
I'd wager a guess, and I wouldn't put any money on this because I really they are not telegraphing very much with this show. like it's episode 14 already, and I feel like the show just like started. So
Yeah.
I honestly think they might introduce quite a few new characters, because I can't see them pulling a lot out of what they already have. I feel like they have to introduce some new material, or otherwise, you know, go hog wild on pulling out like all of the skeletons out of these characters' closets.
Yeah, I could see Spencer's Gifts becoming a rider, or maybe some other new character showing up.
Spencer's Gift.
I don't know.
That's her name.
That's her name, Spencer's Gifts. I don't know her actual name.
I don't think they're gonna have another rider.
You don't think so?
Like, Parrot was introduced in the first episode. He's like the first character you see, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Him and Graphite, yeah.
Yeah, I don't foresee them just like introducing a character and him being like, actually, I'm a writer.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, this show is unpredictable and has pulled shit out on us before, so it's hard to say.
You know, something I thought about when I was talking with Max after we watched the show. What if there's a point where, you know how like Laser's no longer in the opening, and then it's like, oh Jesus Christ, he's gone, and it's just like he was there in the and then they made a new one, and are they gonna bring him back? Is he gonna be gone? And I was thinking, what if there's a point where Amu is the only one left, and he's doing the entire opening by himself?
Oh,
That'd be sad as fuck.
That'd be clever. I like that.
Yeah. I don't foresee that, but it would be
I don't
really
foresee
clever.
that, but just think about it. Like, you slowly see writers disappear from the opening.
Yeah. That'd be really good.
Yeah, it would. Oh, congrats on 100 episodes. Let's hope the quality goes up from here.
Yeah, well,
You guys are
don't bet the farm on it.
You guys are great. Love you. Keep it real.
Thanks.
Edgar. Our
Always
next email.
People that care about you.
Our next email is from Adam, who says, "Hey Jeff and Liam, congratulations on 100 episodes of shitty opinions and even shittier jokes."
Oh.
That's more like it.
Yeah, how many of those did you listen to, though, Adam? Who's the bigger fool, the fool or the fool who follows the fool?
Obi-Wan Kenobi. 1977.
Alright, you're right, Adam. Never mind. With only but a few questions today. 1. What is your favorite finisher in any toku ever?
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck me. Does it count as a finisher if it's the one where Stronger throws you into a lake and then electrifies the whole lake? I mean, he uses it to blow up a lot of monsters. I'll take that then. The one where Stronger knocks you into the lake and then electrifies the entire lake.
I'm surprised you just had that sitting on the surface of your mind.
It was one of my favorite things about him, is like, I mentioned it earlier, where one of the things in Stronger is sometimes the monster's too strong and he's like, I gotta get this fucker in a body of water so I can easily electrocute him. It was really great.
Sort of like how Kuga has to hit him with a bike so you can have the explosion farther away.
Yeah. What if there are, like, children swimming in the lake? Like, he can't know that.
Look, there's the greater good that must be protected, okay? Sometimes a couple children have to be electrocuted to death to protect the greater good.
Remind me to never elect you for public office.
Sometimes a couple children have to be electrocuted to death. Liam Soji, 2017.
Soji?
Liam Soji.
At some point, we just randomly chose writer last names to mask our real last names, and we just fucking ran with it.
Yeah. Jeff,
originally, I was just giving him a different last name every time, but people started writing in to Liam Soji, so...
Jeff, what is your favorite finisher?
Oh, God, that's really tough. That's really fucking tough. I like... This is the one that popped into my head. The one that popped in my head first is Joker Maximum Drive.
Mm.
The one I mentioned?
Because we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
And I do love that. A lot of people made fun of it because it's silly.
Mm.
But I think it's awesome. The standard rider kick is so fucking cool by itself.
Yeah, just a front flip kick is simple but effective.
Yeah. But another one that popped into my head is Kamen Rider Meteors, where he does like 1,000,000 strikes.
Oh, yeah.
And he does Bruce Lee yelps the whole time.
Yeah. I gotta watch Forte.
Until they explode. That's really fucking good,
That's
too.
a good one.
Agito's is great as well because of the posing he does every time and like the symbol appearing below him.
Oh yeah, the 90-degree turn every time and they don't blow up until he turns away.
Yeah.
I love it. I fucking love it. So one of those, probably.
I think my favorite is my favorite because of story reasons, and it's because in Kuga, they actually set up his finisher as like something he has to teach himself because he can't kick hard enough. So he needs that extra oomph. So
yeah,
and it's also in one of the best episodes of Kuga, where, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I cry when I watch it. It's so good.
The one with teacher one.
It's the one with the teacher.
Yeah, that's the
that
best
one moves
episode of
me.
Kuga.
I've said this before. Closest I've ever come to crying while watching Kamen Rider was the teacher episode of Kuga.
I've cried. I've cried.
Yeah, actually,
it's a really amazing episode.
It's very, very good.
One of the best in Kamen Rider history.
Maybe the best.
Maybe.
The reason I like I like his finisher so much is because all the other shows, like, they have finishers, and there are some really cool ones. Like, I like O's, how he dives through the rings.
Yes,
I actually really like the finishers in X-Aid, even though my biggest problem with X-Aid is the fact that the show is way too flashy, so I'm like trying to, spot some of the choreography and the action, and it's like there's way too many special effects going on and way too many flashy things and way too many colors. I can't see any of this shit. I just want to see people punching and kicking each other. But the reason I like that finisher is because they take the time to set it up. Like he's having trouble like killing this monster because its chest armor is too thick for the energy that comes out of his kicks to pierce it and actually kill it. So he's like, how can I kick harder? And he's like drawing in the sand, like, okay, well, maybe if I jump like this, no, that doesn't work. What about if I do a front flip and then I kick at the like crest of my flip? And he's trying it out and he screws it up a couple times, and then he does this front flip and he hits the branch of a tree, and then he goes and tries it out and he obliterates it, and then he goes and he meets his teacher and the episode ends. And from that point on, that's one of his finishers. And to my knowledge, that's the only time in a Kamen Rider show that I've watched, I don't know how it worked in Showa because I haven't watched any Showa yet, where the rider teaches themselves new skills instead of just being handed a new skill.
In Showa, when a rider wants to learn a new skill, they go into like legitimate training where they like punch rocks and shit in the mountains, or they fight one another to learn new skills. Yeah,
it's a very manly way of learning stuff. No self-teaching in the park. You just beat each other up or punch mountains.
You don't get handed a plastic toy.
No.
The best part about being a cyborg in Showa is working out still makes you stronger, I guess. Because that's how they get their upgrades, quote-unquote, most of the time. Their new abilities and shit. They just, like, do ridiculous...
They go to the gym.
They go to the gym and hit the fucking iron press. And
imagine if Emu went to the gym and just hit the Stairmaster until he could split into two. That'd be incredible.
He's just Stairmastering so hard that eventually his body splits in two, and he's doing one step with a whole body.
Hopefully some of that answers your question.
Somewhere in there.
He also asked what made you decide to do the podcast in the first place. We just like talking about Kamen Rider.
Yeah, it's not really...
I guess that's something I never really answered, like why I started, because I don't know.
It's not like
you wanted to do a podcast.
Yeah, it's
like I tried to start a couple of them and we just never got them off the ground. There's that one that we tried to do with like Nick and Max, and it just didn't work. And then there were a couple other ideas, but we never like sat down and stuck with one.
It's just a fun thing to do, and
we just wanted a reason to hang out.
The reason why I wanted to do it to begin with was because I'd been searching for a tokusatsu podcast, and everything I found either hadn't updated in like a year or more, or a only had like 3 episodes and was like really bad. There have been others since, I guess. I don't know. But I just decided I'm going to do one myself.
Yeah,
and I recorded one by myself, and holy fuck.
Then he recorded one with me, and that was even worse.
We should post those.
It was much better.
Do you still have the audio for those? We should post those for the 100th anniversary.
I don't.
Oh.
They're somewhere out there.
I don't even know
where
to find them.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. Here's this crap that I made once.
Like this, it's the origin. It's the secret origins.
It should stay secret.
It's worthless. It's absolutely worthless. Our next email is from Dewey Defeats Truman, who is a longtime listener, longtime writer.
Yeah, I know this person.
And he's pretty good at Quiplash.
That's true. He does play Jackbox games with us. Which you could too if you followed us on Twitter at Rider Club Radio.
There you go. Slide that right in there.
Dewey Defeats Truman says, "Congrats on making it to 100 episodes. I've been following since day 1.
Wow.
I think I requested the song for the ending of one of the first podcasts."
Were you the guy that requested the Kuga's ending theme? Because someone did that. That's the only request we've ever received. Might have been you.
Didn't really have a question in mind, but since I'm here and thinking of milestones, I'm wondering if either of you have seen the 1000th episode 2-parter from O's, and if so, what you thought of it. Tomaz has.
I've seen O's. I don't remember that.
I didn't get that far.
I've never seen O's.
I think.
What a disappointing answer to this question.
Sorry, Dewey.
It didn't stick with me. I like O's, but I only watched it once, and it was when I was in college. I had other things that I was trying to remember.
You gotta remember history and how to do open heart surgery and shit.
I don't have to know history. You don't have to know history either.
Hey.
Oh, God. That was a low blow.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I respect your choice of interest.
I don't. Our next email is from Mars, a.k.a. at Buck Remus.
Oh. I thought you were going to say Mars, and I was like, damn, that's a long way away to send an email. Probably took like 8 days to get here.
I couldn't hate you more. It
It
was my job. Okay, Jeff and Liam, congratulations on 100 episodes of mindless jabbering about these crazy elaborate Japanese toy commercials.
Thanks.
I hope you sell a bunch more t-shirts this year, including that level 1 design, maybe?
Did you ever...
So you can better justify this entire waste of time to your families. I mean, 100 episodes? Certainly you must say you're watching football or something, right?
My family doesn't know where I am. I live in a coal mine. They don't have to know anything about Kamen Rider, or I'm out in the deep Alberta south.
I live in a plush Manhattan penthouse.
No one believes that.
I certainly do when I close my eyes real tight. Anyway, X8 has been kicking ass, but already I've been wondering what Toei are cooking up for the next season. What themes would you like to see in the next Kamen Rider? What tropes could you do without, i.e. the hero is also a monster?
Yeah, I could do without that trope. I could do without... I want to see another Rider series that's just one Rider.
This is never going to happen.
Never going to happen.
It's never gonna
really bad, but it's never going to happen.
You could have one Rider with 6 quintillion forms to fill out the toyetic quota, but... Yeah, it's unrealistic.
Just have one show to eat up all the bullshit, and then the next show is the good one. I feel like that's what they were trying to do with Ghost.
Maybe.
It ate up all the bullshit, alright.
I want them to do more Amazon-style side shows that try new things. I'm kind of upset that Amazon's getting a season 2, because I don't think it should. I think it should just be like, here's another show that's just experimental and weird, and they could try new stuff with that.
Hey, Jeff.
Huh?
What if they did like a sideshow, and it was a 13-episode miniseries with Joker?
You guys and your Joker.
Yeah. Joker's the best, man.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
You don't know yet. You'll know.
I don't know. I'll know eventually.
You'll find out.
Okay.
That would be the tits. But I was just thinking where I thought they could go from Amazon's is they could do X. X is a series that's kind of strange. compared to the series around it. Not as strange as Amazon's, because it is about a guy who gets turned into a robot man. But his father does it to him. His father, who he has a terrible relationship with, and his father dies in the process. And he spends the whole series trying to, like, live up to his father's legacy. And I feel like that would make a great plot for a 13-episode miniseries.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Something similar, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, just like Amazon's, take the very basic concept and then just run away with it in a totally different direction.
Kamen Rider X's.
Kamen
Rider Double X.
Hey, bringing it all back around.
I think what I take away from this question is like an ideal next series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me and Max actually talk about this a lot because we did watch. I rewatched Agito and he watched it for the first time, and something we really miss is less special effects. To hearken the days of George Lucas talking about, it's not about the special effects, it's, everything behind it, if you don't have the story there, the special effects, they don't mean anything, it's just something pretty to look at. And that's how I feel about a lot of the Kamen Rider shows that have been coming out. Like, sure, they're cool to look at, and there's cool stuff going on, and like, oh man, those suits are really great. But the reason I stuck with Gaim is because it started to make me like care about the show, and it wasn't perfect, but there were genuine attempts. Drive wasn't perfect to me, but I still liked it. There were genuine attempts. Ghost, I didn't see it attempting to do anything interesting. I mean, I actually did see those attempts, but they fell really flat. I'm still waiting with X-Aid. I'm still watching. It still has my interest. It's still not quite there, though, and I feel like something that would really rekindle what held my interest to begin with. Like, when I was watching Double, and the first time I watched Kuga, like, they were subbing it, and, like, they subbed the whole thing in, like, 3 weeks, and it was outstanding, and I was sitting there watching, and I was like, oh my god, this is what we were missing! More genuine, like, choreographed action, less of the toy commercial, less of the extravagant special effects and shiny things and special forms and the whole form thing. Like, oh yeah, you got to attack with this form, you got to do this form, and what would this one be, and what new ability does he have this time? And more of the, like, in Agito, you don't really got very much to go on. Like, he has a couple forms, but it focuses mostly on the story, and the action is really great, but it doesn't focus on forms. Like, he has 2 forms, and then he has, like, a combined form that he uses literally twice.
Yeah,
and then he has his super form.
Nobody ever even talks about forms in Agito. They just happen. They just happen and they're done. Yeah. As much as I like modern Kamen Rider, or like some modern Kamen Rider, I should say, the fighting doesn't really have a lot of grit anymore. The action doesn't really have a lot of grounded realism to it. When
it comes to what I think is actually going to happen in the next series is worlds different from what I would love in a perfect world.
Mm-hmm.
In a perfect world, I would love to get like a modern writer sensibility to come in and tell like a Showa style story about like one person's struggle through this like hell happening to their lives. And
yeah,
like you can have a cast of characters around them that are like interesting and whatnot, but they're not riders.
Yeah.
You can even have some of them be monster mashes if you want to, whatever. But there's only one Kamen Rider in the series. He could be Kamen Rider who gives a shit, like second name. So, but everybody in the series just calls him Kamen Rider, and he can have a million forms. I don't give a shit. But there's one rider. And the story follows him on his journey. Or her if hell freezes over.
Yeah, something like that. Just like a grounded single rider series. Good action, not too ridiculous with its special effects. I think that's something we'd all like.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like Tomaz said earlier, even though Toei is aware that there's a Western audience that wants this type of thing, they're probably not going to do shit for them.
Yeah, we're not the market.
The closest you're going to get are those miniseries, which I do think is a great idea.
Oh, yeah. I'm with Liam, though, that I wish there wasn't an Amazon's 2.
Oh,
they
well, I mean,
done
hey,
a different
man,
idea.
They're still playing it safe. They're going for that sequel.
Yeah. Toei is Toei.
They were saying they were going to do, like, an American-style series. I didn't know they meant, like, 100% American style and just make sequel after sequel after sequel.
Take that philosophy they already have where every season of Kamen Rider is different.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
That's what I'd like, but no.
Mars says that he thinks the idea for the next season is going to be VR and pirates.
I'd love that. Virtual
VR
reality
because it's
pirates.
the next. You like virtual reality because it's the next big thing, and pirates because One Piece is still number one and it's just getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
That's
One
true.
Piece
Somehow
is
it
still
survived.
the biggest.
It survived through the Dressrosa arc, and people are still reading it for some reason.
He says, "Trust me, if they could co-opt PPAP, they'll co-opt One Piece."
Yeah.
Here's to another 100 episodes. Okay, 50. Your pal, Mars.
Alrighty. Thanks for the letter.
And we do have one final letter. Okay, I think we may have answered this question before. But it's from Zolgheim.
Okay.
And he said, "So, RCR, what is your favorite Rider opening?" And by that, I mean not the theme song, but the visuals and overall composition. Mine has got to go to Black for its sheer minimalistic beauty. Begins with a sequence of Black entering a dark room, slowly walking towards Battle Hopper as the kick-ass theme starts, then fucking crashes out of a fucking window as the music picks up.
See,
and then he describes the rest of it.
I was gonna say Black, but maybe I guess I can't now. I love that bit when it like the door opens and it's just him walking, doing that black walk towards his motorcycle. Ooh. Oh, I can't say that now though, can I?
You can. I've got one.
Okay, you go.
Mine is the second opening to Blade.
Oh, is
the
it
second
that good?
opening? It's Elements. Like it's one. Like they somehow procured like a high definition camera in like 2004 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And the opening looks a million times better than the actual show.
That's kind of funny.
But it's like really well shot, and every scene has something to do with the story, even though it's all figurative. Not figurative to the point where people make shit up, like the first Blade opening.
Yeah.
But really figurative. Like there's a great thing. I guess neither of you watched Blade.
I haven't seen Blade
but
yet.
I watched like a third of it.
There's a great scene where like all three of the riders that are like struggling with shit are like screaming at the camera while the music is like getting really amped up. And then there's a shot of Mutsuki, who is Chalice, just staring dead-eyed at the camera. And there's a reason for that. And that's like perfect. Just the way they represent everything in that opening. And it helps that Elements is one of the fucking coolest songs ever in Rider history.
I gotta watch Blade.
Maybe after we're done with Faiz.
Maybe. I think I'm gonna turn around and say Agito. Agito had a really cool intro.
I was gonna say Agito, you piece of shit.
Bam! Swiped it out from under you. There's a lot of good motorcycle shit in Agito's intro. I like that all the three riders, like they're introduced riding their motorcycles and then they all ride together at the end. That's a neat little shot.
Yeah.
And also all the shit with there's footage of Shoichi getting on the beach with the water running over his face, which is really cool. It's a nice shot, and Gil's like learning to walk after his fucked up it's just a really cool intro that introduces you to all the characters without a single word. It sort of introduces you to what their deal is. I think that's really good.
Also, it has the artwork that is basically the entire series. In like the first second and a half, you see this piece of artwork flash by. It's like, all right, here's the entire story of Agito. Okay, now going on.
Yeah, the Agito's
I love
and the people.
that painting. I would really love to get like a big framed print of that painting.
Yeah.
They sold them for a while, but they're obviously long sold out.
Yeah, no
it
doubt. You
sucks.
can get it on eBay for $8,000, I bet.
You're 80,000 yen.
Quintillion. There's the second opening of Agito has one shot that's so amazing. It's a fucking G3X slamming his badge down on a desk and pointing his gun at what's her fucking name?
Hikawa?
No,
Hikawa.
Hikawa's
No, not Hikawa.
Hikawa's pointing his gun
Hikawa
at
pulls the
the
gun.
lady Ozawa.
Ozawa.
And he points his gun at her and like he's about to blow her brains out. And the whole time I was like, "Oh shit, when's that gonna happen in the show?" And
it
then it
never
never happens in the show. But that was a really cool shot, and it made me intrigued. So I guess in that way they tricked me real good. So
Look for the point where he pulls a gun on Ozawa. Never mind.
just kidding, it's not
Tomaz,
happening.
what is your answer?
I agreed. I was going to say Agito as well.
You're not even going to pick a different one? Oh my god.
Well, I mean, it's either that or not Ryuki. I actually hate Ryuki's opening.
Whoa there,
Kuga.
Space Cowboy.
Kuga's opening is majestic.
Kuga's opening is too cheesy for me, I think, with the weird poses. Like
Fuck you!
No, with like the girl standing and posing with her arms out all weird and there's wind in her hair and she's just
That's the
standing
second.
like that.
That's the second opening.
What's the first one is just them sitting, right, and standing around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That didn't hit a chord with me. I love Kuga.
The best Kuga opening is the music video
Yes,
for the theme song.
I love that music video.
That thing is fucking awesome.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't? We'll have to show it to you after the episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, Kiva actually has a good opening for what it is. The show sucks, but the opening's not bad. And in that same vein, Decade has a pretty good opening, too.
I haven't seen either of those openings.
You know what has a bad opening? Kabuto.
I'm gonna go ahead and disagree.
I hate that song. I fucking hate
You don't like Kabuto's song? Fuck
Nails
you.
on a Chalkboard.
No, I think your nails on a chalkboard.
I thought
be
Nails
that
on a
as it may.
Chalkboard was the name of Kiva's song.
Dude. Kiva's song ain't bad. Burn, Burn, Bleeding Heart.
I like Kabuto's
It's
intro.
called
Has,
Break the Chain.
Kabuto's intro has some clock up action. It's got some weird metaphors. It's got fucking Gatak clutching his fist and screaming into the rain. I like all that.
I hate the song.
I hate you.
Anyway, happy 100th episode and 2-year anniversary. May we have at least 100 more episodes, and you guys be together for at least 2 more years.
We'll see.
Hang on, that doesn't sound like a lot.
Imagine saying that at a wedding. I hope you guys stay together for at least a couple years. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks to everybody who wrote in, all like 90 of you. We had a
Yeah.
lot of emails this time.
Oh, it was a big deal. That's why we're still here after 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a long one.
This is
Holy
the longest
shit.
episode ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
To lengthen it just a little bit, I have a special announcement to make.
Uh-oh, special announcement time. Drum roll.
He's pregnant.
To celebrate the 100th episode, we're starting a new segment that I like to call Moshi Moshi Faiz, where every week, alongside Xaid and Georgia, we're going to watch 3 episodes of Faiz, and we'll talk about that, and we'll see how that goes, because some people say Faiz is great, and some people say it's trash. I want to find out myself. This will be...
The way we're going to do it, I just came up with this idea, and Liam hasn't approved it, but now that I'm saying it, he has to. What we're going to do is if the episodes get too long and you guys aren't a fan of it being included in the regular package, we might just release it as a little extra thing that you can listen to if you want to.
Yeah, and it'll make a good fallback in case Q Ranger sucks and we stop watching it. So
Yes. Here's hoping that Q Ranger's good, because it looks good.
yeah.
But there is that inverse Toei suit principle.
So yeah, look forward to next week when we're going to start Faiz, Moshi Moshi Faiz.
Moshi
What else?
Moshi Faiz next week.
Yeah.
What are you guys gonna do when you don't like the current Kamen Rider series, like with Ghost?
We're
We
gonna
watched all of it and
yeah,
talked
we're,
about it.
we're gonna see it through like we did with Ghost.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
See, it's
It's like a parent having to watch their kid grow up, and it's like you have nothing in front of you.
Oh my god.
now I see how my dad feels all these years.
Oh,
It's
I care about you,
We've
Lee.
said this before. We're a Kamen Rider podcast, so we can drop Sentai. We're not a Sentai podcast, but we can't drop Rider because we're a Kamen Rider podcast. So that's how it is.
Yeah. I like to think of us as a tokusatsu podcast, but Rider is in the fucking name.
Yeah,
so
there's
we
no
can't
escaping.
drop it.
Yeah.
We're stuck.
Anyways.
Tomaz, do you have any closing thoughts?
I wouldn't mind hanging out here more often, especially because now I'm actually watching X-Aid. And like with Ghost, I didn't really have a reason. It's like, alright, can you catch up with Ghost? And it's like, I can, but why the fuck would I want to?
I can, but I won't.
Yeah. I'd like to have Tomaz around here more often.
Sure, we can invite him back once a year.
Yeah, just once a year.
That's less than normal.
We'll discuss it.
Well,
If you're around when we're recording, like we usually, I'm gonna show how the sausage is made a little bit. Liam sends me a message when both episodes are up, and then we record that night.
That's usually how it goes.
He's like, "We recording tonight, fucko." That's usually what he says.
I have to come up with a new insult every week.
You're never gonna run out, though. You can always call Jeff something naughty.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true. Oh, something naughty.
I always have new sexually charged insults every week.
What's up, sex nipples?
If you guys were coworkers, there would be so many human resources complaints.
Oh, yeah. All the ass patting alone.
Oh, Jesus.
But, so if Tomaz is around when we're going to record, he's absolutely welcome back.
Sure.
In public, I'm saying this, but...
In private, I have to pass a test every week. I have to beat him in Duck Game a couple times.
I played Duck Game. Oh, it's so good.
It's so fun. It's
way
fun
better
to
than
lose
It
to me at Duck Game.
Duck Game.
So, if you would like to have your message read out on the air by 2 or 3 of us, depending, send those messages to riderclubradio@gmail.com.
Or you can follow us on Twitter. And that's @RiderClubRadio, and you can check out all our hilarious tweets or whatever. Good retweets. It's a great time.
Or this could be the last episode you listen to, in which case, have a good life.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and there will not be 100 more episodes. Fuck off.
We'll see.
What?
We'll see you next week for a normal episode, probably an hour long.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.